Welcome back to the Rally Report podcast. It's been a huge January, February for the PSA World Tour with a series of big tournaments in the U.S., especially on the women's side. We had some big names return from absence and didn't want people to forget that this player is fully back as well. And what better timing than to have her on and get to hear her story. And welcome back, Nada Abbas. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good, and you?
Good. I'm doing good. It's Sunday. Weather is, you're in the US, you said, right?
Yeah, I'm in Washington, D.C. playing the Squash on Fire tournament. And the weather is not good.
It's not good. It's not like Egypt. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, before we get into all that good stuff, I just wanted to start off by how you felt so far with the past two tournaments. Now, how does it feel to be back? Did any of the matches catch you off guard? Because I was going to say that you kind of made a statement on this comeback with the DAC Pro Classic, wins over Allison Thomas and Tesney Evans, and also pushing Olivia Victor to intense 4 games. So just wanted to get a little overview on how you felt on those matches.
Yeah, like coming back was the main goal for me. So playing tournaments again was just making me very, very grateful and blessed to be back. Like result wise, that wasn't really my goal because I've been out for 8 months. So to think about winning and losing wasn't the main issue. So I'm really, really grateful that I'm back and all the hard days are behind me. Yeah. And looking forward to progress in the upcoming tournaments.
Were you kind of did you catch yourself off guard when you? Because I would say that DAC Pro Classic was a good tournament.
Yeah, it was really good. But actually, I was, because I've talked to many athletes who's been going through the same issue I went through. So I was just preparing myself that it's okay not to perform well. It's okay not to find my game. And that calmed me very, very, very well. That I was just enjoying myself on court. And if I win, that's an extra. Yeah. But I was really, really struggling with like different type of games because I haven't been competing for so many times. So I think in the 3 matches I played, I lost the first game easily because I wasn't really prepared to the different type of games. Yeah. But yeah, it was a great tournament.
Do you feel like just in terms of your squash, do you think your level is around where it left off at Laguna back in May, or do you think are you still looking for like adapting to the match?
Definitely better, but but still not like it's not out yet. Like I think it will take time to get everything I've changed in the past 8 months to really feel it on court, and that's okay. I'm accepting it. Yeah. But I know that all my hard work that I've been doing for the past 8 months it didn't go anywhere. It's just didn't came out.
That's good.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to ask you on a side question before we go on the podcast. I think you might be the only player I know at the top level who opts to use a Prince racket.
Yeah.
And just was wondering, how'd that come about? Why you've been playing with that brand? And it was such a big brand back in the day, but now it's kind of dropped off, and I want to hear why you continue. Yeah.
Okay, so I was a gymnast.
Didn't know that. Did not know that.
I was playing a full-time gymnast until I was like 11 years old, and I was playing squash as a part-time, and I really hated it. And I was like, when I started squash, I was playing like Technifiber, like all the other kids, but when I was 9, I broke both of my wrists in gymnastics.
Oh, that you kind of need your wrist for gymnastics.
Yeah. So after that injury, my wrist was hurting a lot, and the only small grip that suited me was Prince.
Oh, okay.
So I have like a quite small hand. So like since then I've been really loving to play with Prince, and it didn't hurt my wrist at all, and it's good for me. So I think that's why I never changed it.
Wow. That's both your wrists. Is this during like practicing gymnastics that you broke both?
Yeah, like I was in the podium training. So the podium training is like the day before the tournament. And in gymnastics, we have one tournament per season. And I was doing like the last set on the bars. And while doing it, my hand slipped and there were no safety. So I fell on both of my hands.
Oh my God. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually till now, like I have some wrist problems that sometimes doesn't allow me to play, and I have to take like painkillers and rest. Like I'm managing it somehow.
And is gymnastics big in Egypt? Because isn't like Faris Dzuki also have a gymnastics background?
Yeah, like there are some sports that every Egyptian could get into when he's young.
Yeah.
So it's like gymnastics, swimming. Yeah. So it's,
and squash.
I'd say
squash.
Yeah, like squash now is coming really big.
And so how has this U.S. trip in general been for you, though? Whether not ideal. But...
I'm enjoying it. Yeah, like I never thought this moment is coming anytime soon. Yeah. So I'm just enjoying it and like discovering myself more on court, how to improve, how to get better, play with a lot of girls, because I haven't been doing this for 8 months. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. Like usually I don't like to play like more than 1 or 2 tournaments outside of Egypt, and if I did bad, I just want to go home. But surprisingly, this is not the case.
Yeah. Well, it's a newfound calm.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just go into the main thing, because I think everyone's curious. I'm just beating around the bush around it, and I'm sure many of you are curious about this question I'm about to ask, and I really wanted to get this right, so I wanted to have the opportunity to talk to Nada herself, because on the PSA side of things, there has been really no communication as a casual fan of what really happened and why we weren't able to see you on tour for the past 6 to 8 months. And, if we could get some insight on what you've had to deal with and how this all came about, it'd be great for the fans to hear.
Yeah.
Because I honestly didn't even know you guys were getting drug tested. That's, as a fan, I didn't even know that was happening. But yeah, give us a little insight.
Okay, so on the 28th of May, 2022, I had a random doping test. Noted that I've never tested before, never in my junior career, never in my senior career. And it was my birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I just did the test normally and wrote every supplement, every medication I've been taking. And I did the test, forgot about it. And then on the 13th of July, I was opening my mail and I found an email in the junk. Like it didn't came in my inbox. And I never opened my junk. Yeah, I never opened my junk. I think that was the first time to open it. And I was in Lebanon for a vacation. So I received an email from some company organization called the ITA, which is the International Testing Agency. And I didn't give it any attention. I just sent it to my mother and I went out, enjoy my time. And then 30 minutes later, she called and Nada, I asked one of the players and I don't think it's a good thing. I think you tested positive in your doping test and you might get up to 2 years suspension. So, yeah.
This is also, again, on your vacation right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Eid in Egypt, like a Muslim vacation. So me and Rowan Al-Arabi, we're best friends and usually travel together. So we were in Lebanon, we did a skydiving, and then in the
time of your life.
Yeah. In the evening, we're going out, and then I received this email. I didn't understand it. I even showed it to Rowan and nah, it's something, it's not important.
Don't ruin this vacation right now.
Yeah. So after that, I was I didn't really get the idea. I was still shocked. I didn't understand that I'm in a big trouble. Then the next day, I realized that we have a problem. Then I had to check every supplement, every medication. I took over the past year, not only like the month of the tournament, the months of the tournament, because I've never heard about this substance. So the substance is called methylxylamine. I can say that. So this is usually used for athletes who play like weightlifting, cycling, because it works on power. And its side effects are shortness in breath and can cause heart attacks. So it's not useful for squash at all.
If anything, yeah, the other effect.
Yeah. So after like checking every medication, I couldn't find the substance, like the substance, the prohibited substances in any of my medications, any of my supplements. I even checked my mother's supplements, my brother's medication, nothing. So here's a big problem, because the WADA, so the WADA is the big organization. Under the WADA is the ITA, the organization that, how do you say it?
The parent organization?
Yeah, so it's the one who investigates.
Oh, okay.
So
I see.
They ask you like a direct question. We found this substance in your body and we need an explanation how this substance came into your body. And you just can't say that I don't know. Because for them, if you don't know, then you took it on purpose. And you'll take the maximum sanction. So here was a problem. And I've been like calling everyone in Egypt, like the doping organization, the doping people, and no one believed me that I didn't take anything. So here was another problem, because there's no one to help if they don't believe you. Then I called another player who was really helping me a lot, and I asked him for advice, and he told me like I need a lawyer. So the first thing, I talked to an Egyptian lawyer, and he was like, you know what, we'll make up a story and say that you took it. Yeah. And that you took it accidentally. And I was like, no, I'm not going to say that I took something. I didn't take it. And he was taking tons of money. So I thought like, no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
So I've reached out to like a British lawyer. And from here we started looking where the substance could have entered my body. So he advised me to travel to Paris, to France, to test out my products. So after testing out my products, it came that one of my supplements was contaminated with a prohibited substance.
I see.
That the label didn't indicate that this product contained this substance. And I also asked, like I emailed the company if this product contains this supplement or this substance or not. And they said, no, it doesn't contain. So it was like a matter of bad luck, or like maybe the company is putting something in the product to feel that that it's effective, but actually it doesn't contain anything, but it does.
Yeah.
So here comes the hardest part, to prove for them that it's actually contamination to the ITA. Because I only tested my open bottle, and they were like, hey, you might have put something in the bottle, and you only tested your bottle. So luckily, my lawyer, he had another client, another athlete, that tested positive for the same substance, same supplement last year. And he tested 9 sealed bottles, and the 9 sealed bottles were contaminated.
So this has happened before in another. Okay.
Yeah. So after that was in December. So after that, they accepted that was the source of the positive test, and then I need to get a sanction, because WADA rules are pretty harsh. Even if you prove that it's not intentionally, you didn't do anything wrong, you still get sanctioned. Like, you're still gonna be punished. So
that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really harsh on athletes. Really, really harsh. And sometimes athletes do lie to get out of it.
For sure. Yeah.
So in December, we were supposed to like negotiate about the sanction I should get, and we gave them a proposal. And the 5th or the 9th of December, I don't really remember. Then they didn't reply until the 23rd of December in
This
the
is the
evening.
PSA? Or
No, the PSA is not involved in any of this.
This is just the, okay.
Yeah, the ITA.
The ITA,
So
okay.
we gave them a proposal that I should take 3 months of suspension due to like my fault, which I don't see where's my fault.
I don't think you're buying yourself.
Yeah. And then they waited for 2 years without responding to us until the 23rd evening, the 23rd of December. And they were like, you know what? They said no to our proposal. And they were like, you know what? I don't think we're going to reach a good agreement. Let's go to arbitration.
Oh my God.
To the court.
Yeah.
And I don't have the money to go to the court, nor the energy.
Yeah.
And the first, like, to go to the court is gonna be end of Feb.
Wow.
So, no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
So again, and after Christmas, New Year's, we called them on the 3rd or 4th of Jan with another proposal, and they did accepted it, but they've been delaying like the acceptance and like finishing the papers for like more than 3 weeks. So I had to miss TUC, Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then when we called again, they were like, they were like, we need 1 more week to give you the confirmation. So that was supposed for me to miss also Detroit. So we changed the initial proposal to another proposal. That I'll sign it the next day, and WADA has the right to appeal on the decision.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was hard. Like the hardest part was like definitely mentally. It was very hard mentally. A lot of like crying.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
Depression, anger issues. Yeah, it wasn't easy.
So this entire timeline of you pretty much getting to the bottom of what had happened went from pretty much June to December. Is this the entire period of you were looking for what had happened, where it got contaminated?
Yeah.
And
July, actually. July. July.
And pretty much till January, I guess you were dealing with this, and then
Yeah, like in January, like they were delaying the case for no reason, and they didn't give us like a proposal from them, so it was like basically only us proposing, and they're not accepting anything for no reason.
Yeah, that's fucking unbelievable that they're delaying it. Especially this is your career, this is your life.
Yeah.
How are you feeling now? Are you feeling a bit relieved?
Relieved, grateful.
Still angry about how they've been dealing.
Well, I feel like I'm not fully recovered from it. Like it's still there's something inside me not accepting it. But like I'm working on getting this page behind my back and focus on what's coming.
For sure.
And like I've always like talking with athletes who've been through this and how they overcame something like this, because it gets into your mind that everything that happens, it just brings the bad days you've been living, all the crying and everything. So I'm working on it. Still not recovered 100%, but it's coming.
I mean, she's coming back stronger than ever. I mean, nothing's gonna burn down now. That's wow. I mean, on my end, it was pretty cool to see. It was pretty heartwarming to see the amount of players publicly commenting on, giving you the support.
Yeah.
It gives another layer
but
of like,
actually during the problem itself, I didn't get that much support.
Really?
Yeah.
People were thinking that Nada used.
Or she didn't use, like, they weren't saying anything. Like, even some of my friends, they didn't even texted me.
Oh, that must have hurt.
Thinking that they might, like, annoy me if they checked on me. Which, like, who gets annoyed if someone checked on him?
Right.
It would have been nice, but, like, I understand.
crazy story. I think it's also not. Is there anything you selfishly wanting on PSA's end that it would have been nice if they gave a more in-depth opportunity for you to say your story during this period?
Yeah, I feel that would be like nice to share my story. Like, I remember when you texted me August or September.
Yes, I've been wanting Nada on for a while now, guys.
Yeah, I was like, I want to share my story. Like, thank you for giving me the ability to share and say like the truth, because everyone has been wondering, and I've heard a lot of stories about me which is not true, and like people saying bullshit. And like, it's not true. So
it's tough. It's tough when you see someone like you coming up the rankings and out of nowhere. It's like, where is Nada Abbas right now? Because it's usually like, oh, like if she has a major injury, like that makes sense, and then that usually it gets covered by PSA. But this, it was just like nothing's happening, and then when you came back, it's like Nada Abbas is back from her 6-month ban.
Yeah, and actually on the first tournament, I was a bit upset because some of the players were giving me attitude.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but like it made me sad for like a second or something. Then I just told myself like, Nada, no one has been through what you went through, and no one knows, like, you know the truth. You know you didn't do anything wrong, so just like don't listen to them. But like it hurts because I was struggling a lot, and you're just judging me, knowing nothing, and you didn't live what I lived. I've been like, it's been really tough, so it wouldn't take anything if you treated others well. No,
you're right. It's fuck them if they're doing that. Honestly, that's terrible. And I think this is such a powerful story. I think it should be covered by PSA, but you know, I don't want to harp on this incident, just only talk about this, but why don't we kind of move on to how you left off the season? I think you had reached a career high of 12, and I think I was mentioning on this podcast that you were one of the players to watch in the upcoming season, and I know you've spent a large amount of these past 6 to 8 months on getting to the bottom of this, but were you able to train, or there things that you were able to, you know, kind of take a step back from the game and kind of add? What have you been doing training wise, and how have you felt about last season, just in terms of squash in general?
So last season, like the 2021, like the first half of the season, I was training with a coach, and then Jan of 2022, I worked with another coach. So that was a major change for me, because I've been working with my past coach for like 7 years, and he wasn't only a coach, he was like a brother. Like we were really close, so that was hard mentally to switch.
Well, I fucking love hearing about shit like this, honestly, about switch. How does that go about? Do you just go like, I need something new in my game, or is it more of like you didn't really like the relationship of how it was going with your previous coach? What prompts that type of change?
So this coach has been helping me since I was 14, when no one really like believed in me, because we were like 5 very good young girls in Egypt. Like it was Hania, Rowan.
Yeah, I remember this.
Hannah, Amina, and I was always the 5th of them.
I see.
So since I was young, I've been like trying to get closer to them. Yeah. And when I was 14, like all the coaches that coaches me were all commercial and didn't really believe in me. And this coach, he decided to help me without like taking any money off me. He just loved me and he wanted to help me. And we became like really, really close. And after like growing up, I feel like I don't want to say that about myself, but like I have a strong personality. He has a strong personality. So it was a really going. Yeah. Like, and I don't want to lose him as a person, because that's what really matters. So we paused here because
Sounds like
it's not gonna work.
It's like any relationship in the 20s.
Yeah. So it was not going to work, and then I started working with my coach, my current coach. His name is Omar Mohi. So at the beginning, it was really tough because like I've been doing all the comparisons, and I was giving him a really hard time. Like I was always angry and like complain about anything. Like even if he's telling me the right thing, I wanna flex on him and tell him no, it's not that way, it's this way. So it took me a while to understand him and get along and like have a better relationship. Yeah, so that was like really challenging mentally to just accept that there is the old coach and like now we have a new one and we need to work together and like communicate to do better. And since then we've added, like we didn't really have time to change a lot in my squash because it was in season. So we just added like few stuff in my game that could help me perform better. And over like tournaments, it started to pay off. I
see. I love how not specific you're being, so people don't know what these specific changes have been. And do you feel like, honestly, in a way, the time off has allowed you to kind of implement these changes further? Yeah. Like, as much as my time out was really hard on me, but I was also trying to look on like the positive side. Like I got 8 months of season to change in my game, change in my mentality, personality. So it really helped a lot. Like I feel my game now is in a way better position, and it will allow me to achieve big things. And I'm just excited for it to come out. Let's go! You're getting me hyped right now. But like, what's next for you, Nada? Like, what do you have goals for this season, or are you kind of just going like, whatever happens this season, I'm like no real expectations. I'm just happy to be back. Is it more of that type of mentality right now?
I'm not trying to pressure myself because I have like ranking wise, it's not easy for me to build on because I have so many points to defend. Plus, I have 2 zeros in my like average thing. Yeah. So I'm only like improving on 7 tournaments, not 9 like other players around me. So it's really hard to get up the ranking. But at the moment, I just want to do good wins, play well, get my squash, like get out my squash I've been working on. And the ranking will improve by itself. Yeah. Like, and it doesn't really matter if like I'm world number 8 or 9 and I'm losing, I'm not consistent. I'm just doing like 1 or 2 good wins, then I'm losing to people out of the 20s or players in the 10 to 20 part of the ranking. So I just want to be consistent, do good wins, get my squash out and play well.
Yeah, that makes sense. How do you feel about the women's tour right now? I was gonna say I think especially in the like 8 to 20 range, it's crazy how tight rankings can flip flop. Have you been keeping along with the women's tour right now?
Yeah, actually, I've been watching every single tournament. Yeah, from 5K to platinums. Like I know.
She's been keeping along.
What everyone is doing. So yeah, I feel like the women's game is becoming more and more faster. Like the fitness part is playing a big role. So I feel like also the squash wise, like I felt like in some parts of the season the girls were only running, and whoever runs better is gonna win at the end. So now I feel like so many players are adding things to their game, improving their fitness. So I feel to reach the top, you have to have like a mix of both, but more importantly, the physical part.
It's getting crazy physical up there. I mean, it's a joy to watch, but it's just cool to see, especially the gold and platinum levels, even silvers now. The amount of upsets.
Running.
I mean, the amount of upsets and not knowing who's going to come out to, like, I think Olivia Klein these past 3 tournaments, just like, wait, what?
Yeah, she's been doing really great.
And anyone could go. So it's great to watch. And there's obviously the no nonsense.
I feel like now the domination of like the domination as before is not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like except for like the top 3 for me. Like I feel like the top 3, they've been always consistent to reach the semifinals, but there's always part of the draw that anyone could win.
Yeah, it's great to watch. Also, there's no nonsense of blocking like the men's tour is going on right now. So definitely better to watch. But exciting times ahead with Nada fully being back. So excited for her. And Nada, I'm gonna quickly transition into the quick fire segment now. We're gonna start off by building the perfect player, and you can only use active players on tour right now. And there's no shame in choosing yourself for any of these questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to start off with, who do you think has the best forehand in the game?
The best forehand? Hamemi.
Yeah. And best backhand?
Sherbini.
I think it's been a universal answer.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the forehand. What do you think Mia has the best forehand in the game?
Why?
Yeah. What about her forehand?
I feel she hits it like really hard, targeted. She plays it out of position really well. And she like whenever she has the chance, she closes this area very well that it annoys the other player to get through, but she's not blocking, like she's just playing her shot in a good position.
How about, I know a lot of players have commented on El Sherbini's backhand, but if you could give us a little insight on what you find so difficult about her backhand.
I feel like it's unpredictable.
Yeah.
Like she has the same swing for every shot. So you never know if she's going for a drop, for a drive, for a boast. And like the hold is unbelievable.
Yeah, the hold is unbelievable.
Yeah.
How about best movement right now in the game?
Right now, Hamemi.
Yeah, and then best mental game.
Mental game. I'd go with Hamemi as a top player and like as a top 10 player, Olivia Victor.
She's got a good, I mean, you just played her.
Yeah.
So
and it's not only my match. Like I've watched her in the past coming from 2 love down, coming from 3 or 4 game bowls down, and like she's still calm and steady. So
she's one. It's cool to see her come up. I think it really seems like she believes that she can move up the rankings, which is good to see. But that's we got Nada's perfect player, but we're gonna move on. Nada, who's your favorite ref on tour? / do you even have a favorite?
No. No.
Don't like any of them?
No.
Okay.
Like I some refs for me are like fine, but like there's like 2 or 3 that I really hate them. Like I never want them to ref for me.
Okay,
I'm not gonna say names.
Damn it, no names are being dropped on that. How about best dressed player on tour?
I'd go with myself, Rowan, and Hanya.
I think your 3 names, you and Rowan's name has been dropped. And for this question, how about worst dressed player on tour?
There's no worst dressed. Like I feel like you either wear like non-sponsor stuff or you're wearing sponsor clothing, and if you're not wearing if you're wearing non-sponsor stuff, so it's like basic Nike pink top on like a black skirt, so that's not bad.
Fine, she's not giving me a name for this. How about how about for the men's tour? I don't know if you keep along with them, but do you player
I
that
can
you're
say
like,
the best dressed.
Let's do best dressed for the men's tour right now.
So I think like there's only very few players who don't wear the sponsors clothing. So I'd go with the only two I have in my head is Abu Ghor and Mazen Hisham.
They rock the Nike. It's nice shirts.
And I love Nike.
Yeah, nice shirts. Also, Abu Ghor also uses Prince. I just remembered you're not the only player at the top level.
Actually, I used to go to the same club as Abu.
Yeah.
And he used to play with my brother, and I was like the small kid running around and going on court with them.
And then is there anyone in the squash community that you would like to see in the commentator's booth?
Nah, not really. No. But I really enjoyed Danielle when she was commentating.
She's been a new addition, I feel like. Recently. Yeah. Would you ever do it if they asked you?
No.
No, not
my thing.
Not your thing.
No.
How about if you were playing doubles, who would you want as your partner for both men and women?
I think for women, I'll want someone that has like some random game. Because like I feel doubles is kind of random. So I think I'd go with Nadine Shaheen.
Nadine Shaheen. You just gotta
Because like last week I played doubles and it was my first time.
Oh, no way. Okay.
Yeah, Nadine was so good. Like she's always unpredictable and she's like sliding over court. I think in men's maybe Miguel.
Yeah. God, he's having a resurgence right now.
Yeah.
So it's good to see him. Yeah, he's as random as it gets.
Yeah.
How about your favorite tournament of the calendar year and one tournament of the year that you don't really like going or playing at?
My favorite, I'd go with the Pyramids, the Egyptian Open.
Yeah. Classic. Pick, yeah.
The worst tournament, like I didn't really enjoy the Hong Kong Open like a few years back.
Oh, I see. What in specific kind of turned you off from it?
Like I didn't like the courts. Yeah. Usually, like I don't like tournaments when I do bad in it. If I did well, I love it.
That's a pretty fair way of judging.
Yeah. Like I think I've never did well in the Hong Kong Platinum event.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird because they don't do the actual pure glass till like semifinals.
And like actually the one time I played it, I played Sherbini in the second round.
It's a tough draw.
I was still 17, and that was bad. That was bad. And I actually like everyone was expecting so much from me because like few months earlier I beat Gohar at the British Open.
Yeah.
So I was also expecting a lot of myself, and I lost in 17 minutes. So that wasn't cool.
That's a good story. How about coaching post-career? Is that something you'd be interested in? Or do you like coaching or not really?
No, not really.
Not really your thing. Okay.
Like I think post my career, I just want to relax a little bit from squash.
Yeah.
And focus on my life or whatever I'm doing.
Yeah. How about most underrated player on tour right now?
Most underrated players on tour.
I think it'd be okay to say yourself on this one, considering.
No, I haven't been playing, so.
Okay.
I'm just trying to remember.
Yeah. Come on, Nada. I know you've been watching all the tournaments from 5K to Platinum.
Yeah, I feel Satomi. She's playing good squash.
Wow, she's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah. That's a good pick.
I think she'll threaten top players. Who else? I feel Hannah Motaz.
Yep.
She's also threatening top players.
Yeah, she's the sneaky. She's like the Gina Kennedy sneaky.
Yeah.
Come up the rankings right now. I think it's good. How about most overrated players on tour?
I'm not gonna say this.
Damn it! You know what? It's fine. Everyone refuses to answer this question. I'm gonna switch it up. Is there any player that you don't really like playing in terms of like style clash, or you just don't enjoy playing against?
I'll keep it to myself.
She's not answering either of those. Fair enough. All right, just a tough one.
Maybe like most of the players I don't like to play is from attitude wise. Because like usually on court, I'm not the type of person who like talks a lot to the ref and like talks to the other opponent, and I just want to win. I'll keep it to myself. And
does that happen a lot? Because we don't really get to hear, like, you guys aren't mic'd up in there. So do players talk to each other a lot on court?
Yeah.
Does that happen a lot?
Yeah, some players. Like, actually, like, for the past few years, it wasn't happening.
It's a recent thing.
Recently, it became like the men's tour that so many girls, like, just come and tell you, like, something to make you angry, or like a bad word or thing. Yeah.
Wow. Is it usually just a bad word here or there, or do they go like stop blocking, or?
Yeah, it's a mix.
It's a mix.
Like if you played like a good shot, like nice block, and you just played a ball in the middle of the court. What should I do?
It's not my fault.
Yeah, and like sometimes if like players get into your bag and they are the ones who's getting into your bag, they start like complaining and like calling you words that you're blocking or whatever.
I see. Okay.
I was away of this for so long, so I'm just...
That was kind of nice to be away. Okay, so that's going to be the squash part we're going to do. We're going to wrap it up with some life-related questions. Nada, if you're shipwrecked on an island, all your basics are covered, what are the 2 things you bring with you?
2 things?
Yeah. Don't need much.
You're making me think. I'm not good at that. 2 things. What do I need at the beach? Camp?
The basics are covered. Is there anything like, are you big on books? Are you big on music?
Food. Food.
How about, what's your favorite? Is it just Egyptian food?
No. I like more Italian food.
Italian food. Wow.
And anything not healthy. Anything not healthy.
How about we're gonna move on? How about best and worst purchase you've ever made?
Well, best purchase. Well, any designer sneakers I bought.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Big on the fashion wave.
Yeah. I love shopping. Like, I remember when I started tour, whenever I get a prize money, I just go and buy some designer thing. Worst, I'd say, like, useless makeup. Like, makeup I don't gonna use, but I just love shopping. And maybe Apple Watch. I
Not
don't
a fan.
like it.
You didn't like it?
No.
Seems that everyone in the tour nowadays wears the
Whoop.
the wearable. Yeah, the Whoop. Oh, have you thought? Just bought it?
Just bought, yeah.
What do you think? What's the review?
I really enjoy it. It's like, I felt pressured that I need to get it because like everyone is having it. But like, I feel it's nice because like it tells you like when do you get tired, your sleeping habits. So
I see.
It's kind of helpful.
Yeah. Clearly better than the Apple Watch already.
Yeah.
How about to wrap it up? How about biggest pet peeve for Nada?
Nothing.
No pet peeves.
No.
Wow, she's that easygoing. Nothing bugs her, other than some trash talking on court.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to wrap it up there, folks. I just want to again thank you, Nada, especially with that story that she came out and said. I think it's great in general for the sport to have someone like you come out and say your story. Usually people stay quiet, but also had a great time doing this with you, so I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me and letting me share my story.